croeso i Rodney Parade ar gyfer gêm ola'r tymor arferol yn yr Indigo Prem. Ni'n barod i gweld un dyn yn cael ei coroni pnaw yma. Ni dal ddim cweit yn siŵr pwy fydd yn cael ei coroni'n bencampwyr y gynghrair. Yn gynharach pnaw yma, curodd Caerdydd Merthyr o 39 i 7. Ceisio i Evan Lloyd, Mac Thomas 2 i Dewi Croes. A'r un yma i Freddie Barnes. Yn allan o'r ail hanner o 36 i ddim yn y diwedd. I selio ei safle ar frig y tabl am yr ddau dîm heno hefyd yn sicr o lle.
Yn dod mewn o'r asgell, mae yna gais. Joe Westwood yn bylchu. Dyma Lloyd Lewis mewn â Kerry o le.
Standard yma.
Am berfformiad, mae Llandovery yn dîm i gadw llygad ar eleni yn yr Indigo Prem. Un o Sian Davies, ochr Gami, ac yn cyroesi Llandovery. Yes! Get in there! Get in there!
A dyma fe mae'r fuddugoliaethau yn golygu Ricky Guest, ond mae pob safle yn y pedwar ucha wedi gadarnhau. Caerdydd fydd yn croesawu Casnewydd i'r brifddinas. Llandovery fydd yn cynnal y gêm yn erbyn Merthyr ar fanc yr eglwys y cyfan i weld ar S4C. Ac yn ymuno da fi pnaw yma, mae King-Captain Cymru, Siwan Lily Crap, a chyn chwaraewr Casnewydd, Nathan Brew, ond nhw ddim yn abod ti Nathan yn dod mewn. Mae'n rhaid bod ti'n dod yma yn fwy aml, achos Nathan nhw ddim adod.
Na, angofio ID fi heddi.
Angofio'r ID yna ni te. Rhaid, wel fel ni wedi gweud, ni wedi rhoi cyd-destun y gêm, a mae bob tîm yn y pedwar ucha yn gwybod bod nhw trwodd eu rowndiau terfynol, ond mae dau o reion y gynghrair dan i fan hyn, o fel ti'n gweld i'n mynd?
O, yn sicr, chymod, ddau dîm sydd yn dod mewn i'r gêm yma, llawn hyder ar ôl y ffordd maen nhw wedi dangos lan hyd yma. Digonedd o, wrth gwrs, cymhellion dal i fod, achos mae'r play-offs i ddod wrthnos nesaf, felly edrych mlaen i cael tipyn o chlastr yno.
Ie, Casnewydd wedi bennu'r tymor yn gryf. Mae Llandovery wedi bod yn gryf trwy gydol y tymor. Cyfle gyda nhw ennill y gynghrair am tro cyntaf yn ei hanes. Ti'n gweld nhw'n neud na?
Ie, fi'n credu nhw'n gallu. Maen nhw wedi bod yn y pedwar top trwy gydol y tymor, ond hefyd gorffen gorau nhw ers 2017. Felly, mae nhw gyda momentum ac yn teimlo'n positif iawn yn fynd mewn i heno a wythnos nesaf.
A tîm arall sydd da momentum yn amlwg yw Casnewydd. Maen nhw'n ardi ennill 8 gêm yn y lynol. Ydyn nhw'n gallu cystadlu gyda'r 3 tîm uwch eu pennau nhw yn benodol Caerdydd fyddan nhw'n gwynebu wythnos nesaf?
Wel, dwi'n credu maen nhw'n gallu. Welon ni yn y final fel maen nhw'n gallu cystadlu, ond nhw'n brwydro am pob peth, ond nhw. Colli yn y diwedd, wrth gwrs, falle achos oedd rhyw gormod o uchelgais gyda nhw, a wrth gwrs mae uchelgais yn iawn pan mae'r sail gyda chi, ond yn anffodus, falle jyst wario yn yr adolydd anghywir oedd y problem, ond hefyd falle ar gyfer y gêm hyn, ond mae rhaid bod yna lefel yn fwy o falle frwd ryddedd yn pob beth maen nhw'n wneud yn ardal y gwrthdaro.
O, fi'n edrych mlaen i hon am yr hael mas fyd. Ond nes i sôn am y gêm yna yn y Stadiwm y Principality. Pythefnos yn ôl y Casnewydd oedd yn herio'r hen elynion Caerdydd i ennill cwpan yr uwch gynghrair.
Roach, bel yno i rwytho'r cais cyntaf o'r ffeinal. Dyna i gylpeniad athletic. Penny Gap, a'i dyna'r foment fydd yn ennill y cwpan. Bencampwyr, cwpan yr uwch gynghrair 2023, yw Caerdydd.
Wel, jyst un cais gwefreiddiol gan Joe Goodchild yn gwahanu'r ddau dîm ar y diwrnod. Tyfed sut mae Tyrone Morris yn adlewyrchu ar yr achlysur. Mae fe'n cadw cwmni i Phil Steele.
Yes, here he is indeed, Tyrone Morris, the Newport coach. Tyrone, you're coming off the back of the defeat by Cardiff in the cup final last time out. You're going to play them again in the semi-final next week. What are your thoughts on that?
I think if I'm completely honest, that's exactly what I wanted. Just to give the boys another opportunity to have a crack at it. Yeah, it took a wonderful try to win the game. It was a good arm wrestle, but I felt that we probably edged the game, if I'm completely honest. So we're a bit disappointed with that, and it's great to have another opportunity and another crack at them.
You've got a strong side tonight. An Owen in the centre. What are you looking for from him?
Yeah, obviously he's come back from a couple of injuries and a long-term knee injury, so it's very much about just rewarding his efforts throughout this last couple of months and giving him some game time ready for him to lead into pre-season. But yeah, look, he's a talented player. He can control a game. He fits into our team really well, and is exactly what we want as a second distributor at our 12 slot.
Back at Rodney Parade, Fortress Parade now. You've got a terrific record here. What do you put that down to?
It's very much our home. I know we spoke about playing at Spitty and making that a fortress, but we can't get away from the historical values of what Rodney Parade means to the players. And it's a wonderful ground. It's a wonderful atmosphere when we're down here. And we try our very best to make sure that we continue making it a fortress.
Wonderful surface as well, wonderful weather. Nothing on the game. Can we expect to see some barbarian stuff or not?
I very hope so. I hope so. They very much depend on Llandovery. We always try and play barbars.
Cheers, Tyrone.
Thanks, Phil. Cheers.
Un o'r ceiau gorau ni wedi gweld yn yr Indigo Prem trwy'r tymor, ond ar ôl colli 4 gêm gynta, Siwan, ni'n edrych ar perfformiadau Casnewydd yn ddiweddar. Maen nhw'n ennill 8 gêm yn olynol. Mae hwn yn seiliedig ar y 15 gêm diwetha. Maen nhw ar frig y tabl. Pa mor bwysig yw momentum?
Momentum yn bwysig iawn, ti'n gwybod? 8 gêm yn olynol yn masif, ac bydd y hyder yn y sgwad yma'n trwy through the roof. So bydd nhw'n hyderus yn mynd fewn i heno, ond momentum yn masif ac ail hanner y tymor arbennig o dda i nhw climo'r bord fel maen nhw wedi wneud yn peth anodd i wneud, so bydd nhw'n hyderus heno.
Ni wedi dod yn gyfarwydd y gweld lot o Sir y Dreigen chwarae Gasnewydd, boes fel Will Reid. Mae lot o nhw'n absennol heddi, ond mae Neirin Owen ar ôl fe wneud 3 ymddangosod i'r Dreigen off y fainc yn cael cyfle i ddechrau hyn yma.
Ie, fe'n edrych ymlaen i weld y bach yma yn ware. Mae fe'n dal yn ifanc, mae fe'n chwaraewr celfydd iawn sydd yn gallu chwistrellu cyflymder pan mae eisiau, ond hefyd siŵr fod bydd e'n hybu'r ffordd mae Casnewydd yn hoff iawn o ware. Hynny yw gyda awydd i ware gêm eang pob tro.
Ie, mae'n bwysig, Siwan, i'r boes mae cael amser ar y cae. Mae gan Casnewydd yn Neirin Owen, a mae gan Llandovery 3 Sir yn Rhanbarthol, Iestyn Rhys, Harry Dole a Samson Lee o'r diwedd yn cael cyfle i gael y bêl na'n ôl yn ei ddwylo.
Ie, fi wedi bod yn spel nes i Samson chwarae, so fi'n cyffroes iawn i gweld sy'n mae'n mynd. Ond hefyd, mae peth positif iawn i Llandovery i cael rhywun fel Samson yn y front row na ac experience i gyda fo'n. Hefyd, Iestyn Rhys a Harry Dole, mae'r 3 chwaraewyr gyda llawer o cyffroes amdano nhw, ond hefyd experience. So, mae'n pwysig iawn, ond fi'n edrych ymlaen i'r 3 nhw fynd heno.
Ie, a gymaint o gryfder ar y fainc. Beth sy'n neud nhw'n dîm cyflawn? Maen nhw wedi bod yn y 4 ucha na trwy'r tymor. Amddiffyn nhw wedi sefyll mas i ti, Nathan?
Ar amddiffyn, mae hwnna'n pwysig iddyn nhw, wrth gwrs, ond i fi pob agwedd o chwarae nhw yn cadarn, yn enwedig y safleoedd gosod, bod nhw'n gyson dyn nhw pob wythnos, a wedyn pan ych chi'n ystyried y chwaraewr sydd gyda tu ôl, fel Jack Maynard, y brodyr Warren, maen nhw'n bygathiol ofnadw.
Ie, ar gyfer sialedd yn ildio mond 16 o bwyntiau pob gêm. Felly amddiffyn gorau'r gyngrair, o dyma ni, amodau perffaith, amodau anghyfawr oedd i ni yn yr Indigo Prem. Mae'n braf gol rygbi yn diwy mis Mai, a mae Euros Evans yn ymuno ni nawr. A Euros, ni wedi bod yn siarad am Samson Lee a Harry Dole, Iestyn Rhys nôl yn eich garfan. Be maen nhw'n mynd i ychwanegu'r gêm yma?
No, mae'n gret i cael Samson nôl. Mae'n bod yn siwrna hir i fe. So nôl ar y ca a cael cyfle iddi i ware, mae'n bwysig iddo fe. A hefyd, mae'r gêm yn siwto Harry Dole a boes fel yna hefyd, so fel ni'n disgwyl ar y gêm, mae'n mynd i helpu fe hefyd.
A cadarnhad heddi, fyddwch chi'n croesawu Merthyr yn y rownd dicyn dirfynol? Dy ymateb?
Ie, yng Nghymws, gêm gatre yna beth ni'n disgwyl am. Merthyr yn tîm anodd, mae 4 tîm anodd ar ôl, so ennill eddi gweithio a wneud symud ymlaen i'w thysasa.
Euros, diolch yn fawr. Newn ni siarad i ti wedi'r gêm. Right, there's English language commentary available with Siwan Lillycrap and Phil Steele. Ond draw ni nawr i Griff McKee fydd yn cael cwmni Nathan Brew.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, welcome to Rodney Parade. And it is looking a picture, isn't it? And wherever you are in the world, on the S4C Click or the S4C YouTube channel and the WRU website, you're very welcome. Here's the Llandovery side. That's Ferrell back 3 there. Jack Maynard, Harry Dole, who's been moonlighting with the Ospreys, and Aaron Warren, a former international, Adam Warren in the centre as well. And Samson Lee, a first game back for him after 421 days out with an Achilles injury. So best wishes to him. Strong bench as well, including Italy under-20 international Dino Dalla Vella. It's the tunnel as we await the arrival of Newport. Their famous black and amber strip. Third game of the season at Spiritual Home, Rodney Parade for them.
And let's make some noise for Newport.
And here they come, Matt O'Brien leading them out. The player coach and skills coach at the Dragons as well. We get a look at the Newport side in the moment as we just see Matt O'Brien.
Make your voices heard, enjoy the game and get behind your city,
And there's an Iron Owen. Just 5 appearances for the Dragons this year. There he is in the centre, an Iron Owen. Pace on the wings, in the backs, Johnny Morris and Lloyd Lewis. Matt O'Brien and Shea Hope, experience and hopefulness at half-back, should we say. And a strong pack as well. Dan Suter, former Osprey there. And the referee is Mr. Dowie Phillips. From a great rugby family, Dowie, son of the legendary Eldon Phillips, who was the Scarlets and Llanelli Club chaplain, were very well known as well. So Llandovery get us away. Johan Hughes taken by Josh Reed for the Black and Ambers. The pitch, I can tell you, is in absolutely pristine condition, and it's the ground staff have just recently won an award for their work. And when you consider that not only Newport, this is the third game Newport would have played, the Dragons played their home games, of course, here, and also Newport County. And for me, that is an absolute picture. It's more like a billiard table when you look at it up close. So dead rubber, this one, nothing on it. So a chance for teams, well, not to experiment, but just to get their game plans in place for next week. Llandovery will have Merthyr, of course, and a repeat of the cup final for Newport. They'll be away at Cardiff. Both games next Sunday. And I'm delighted to say that on English commentaries, I'm joined by the former Wales women's captain, Siwan Lillycrap. Are you looking forward to this one? Because it's a little bit of a phony war, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I'm really looking forward to it. You know, both two strong sides here, and both of them wanting to get some momentum ahead of next week's important game. So really looking forward to it, and hopefully see some free-flowing rugby.
That's what it's about. Is it momentum, you feel? Both teams, they want to just go into next week on a win.
Yeah, definitely. Momentum and confidence, you know, definitely. You know, you have a tough loss today. You have to pick the squad back up ahead of next week. So it does say a lot for how a team can perform next week.
And it was a terrific scrum drive by Llandovery. Jamie Hughes, Craig Thomas and Samson Lee, of course, back. 421 days he's been out. Damages Achilles in training with the Scarlets. So how good is it to see him back?
Yeah, it's fantastic to see someone of his calibre playing for Llandovery, but so good after a long spell, like you said, Phil, out through Achilles injuries, really nasty, but outstanding to see him back on the field and getting some game time in, and hopefully as well he offers a lot of experience and some real good stuff that he can add to this Llandovery side.
He's still only 30, Samson Lee. Grand Slam winner in 2019 and a Rugby World Cup player in 2015, so he's still got a lot to offer. This is a decent position for Llandovery here. Looking for the drive. Craig Thomas at the back in steerage class. They've got a very, very good driving line out of Llandovery. Used it to good effect throughout the season. And Craig Thomas has forced a split in the Newport pack there, and the Drovers still at it. And there's your man again, Craig Thomas. Lee Rees. Great early pressure from Llandovery, keeping going to the right-hand side. Lee Rees, the former Sevens expert, of course. Over 300 appearances for the Drovers. And there he goes again. And Lee Rees is the man who opens the scoring. It was an air of inevitability about that one with the forward drive, and then Rees did the rest.
Yeah, great drive there by Llandovery. Good line-out execution and drive, and then forwards getting through some work. I think we've seen a big carry from Samson Lee, but forwards, you know, getting that front football and great vision, you know, by the scrum half. But yeah, what a start, and Llandovery looking dominant at the moment.
Yeah, he saw a bit of a back row barn door, and he was there under the sticks. Lee Rees, well known on the 7th circuit as the try is improved. Jack Maynard just doing the business there with the conversion, taking up to 207 points for the season. And that's the highest in the league. Just to give us a quote on this surface, I mean, you wouldn't mind playing on that, would you, in May?
It looks outstanding, doesn't it? It looks nice and thick green of grass, but yeah, in top condition here at Rodney Parade tonight.
Well refereed by Dowie Phillips, allowing Newport to play the advantage from the knock-on. Bit of a Barnes-Wallace ball, though, picked up by Johnny Morris. And referee now playing advantage to Llandovery. This has been a real fortress for Newport, Rodney Parade. They've won their last 6 games at Rodney Parade. As Llandovery look to give it some air from deep. It's Rees again using the big man. The scrum half goes aerial. On those tram lines, taken by Yohan Davis. Just been released from the Dragons, so he'll be looking to impress, to see if he can get a semi-pro contract with Newport or perhaps another club. His father played here. Gitto played for the Black and Ambers way back in the 1980s. Josh Reed taking it on. That's the halfway line. O'Brien. Nice flat pass, still on the halfway line. Llandovery's first up tackling is good, but Llandovery infringed the breakdown, and a chance for Newport to drill play down into Llandovery territory.
Yeah, credit to Llandovery's defence there. You know, Newport were just going lateral, side to side, and I think, you know, like we've seen earlier, Llandovery have got the best defensive stats in the league, with just 16 points on average conceded per game, and you could see then how comfortable Llandovery were in their defensive, but conceded the penalty, and now Newport will look to apply pressure in their 22.
Lovely kick by Matt O'Brien, one of 3 brothers to have played for the Black and Ambers. His younger brother Louis, and of course Angus, back with the Dragons. Jack Gillard finds his man, and it's the Black and Ambers time to try and have a little rumble. Penalty given.
Sack is too late. Number 4 collapsing.
I think that sack wasn't immediate. It was a little bit too late. So Llandovery being punished there, and Newport looking to go to driving maul again. I think this is something, you know, they pride themselves on.
Yeah, line is yours, okay? Okay, yep. Play on.
Llandovery have got the best defence in the league, it should be said, before this line-out. They've only conceded 355 points. Newport take the line-out. Share Hope. That's nice and quick for Hope again.
Yeah, he's driving through. Play up. Play.
Still attacking that left-hand side, Newport.
Ooh,
but conceding again.
14 is straight onto the ball.
The coach killer, they call him, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You know, Llandovery looked comfortable again there, didn't they, Phil, with their defence, even though they're 5 metres away from their try line. Some big shots, some good collisions, but the way they filled the field, and there was no space for Newport to go through.
Just have a a word from you while we wait for this lineup on the fact that we know that Newport are going to be away at Cardiff and then it's Llandovery, Abervale. How do you see those two panning out?
They're going to be two great games, you know. Newport on top form this year, or the second half of the season, 8 games on the bounce they've won. So, you know, that will be a good contest against Cardiff. And Llandovery will be looking to turn over Merthyr after losing to them this season at home already. So, you know, their consistency, they'll be looking to turn them over. But 2 close contested matches, no doubt.
And one of them will be on S4C, as will the final on S4C Click. Hint of something on this right-hand side for Newport. Hope. Shea Foster-Smith, first receiver that time. Hope O'Brien. Back to strength. O'Brien taking it again to the line. Lovely cut-out pass from Owen. Lloyd Lewis out on that left wing. That's beautiful ball for Hope, and this gives the Black and Amber some real front foot stuff. Tom Workman, the latest man to take it up. The loose head. O'Brien. Promising from Newport without...
Red, offside, number 3, mate.
A decisive bust, but they have got a penalty coming.
Come here.
And a warning from Dowie Phillips.
I don't know what you used to do, but I'm not putting up with you talking to me like that. If you continue like that, you do it on the side.
Dowie, come back to your right, and then that's about it there, yeah. Number 3 it was, okay?
TMO is Wayne Davis.
Offside.
Penalties for crossing. Newport once again going for the line.
Yeah, I think that's the 3rd penalty now, or 4th penalty Llandovery have given away in this area in the last 4 or 5 minutes. So, you know, the referee would just want a word there and make sure that their discipline improves. But Newport be looking to get more than what they've had from their striving line-out so far.
Taken safely, around comes Jack Gillard. This is promising from Newport. Llandovery's pack has split. And referee is awarded, I think he's awarded a try. In fact, yes, he has. Oh, he can confirm probably 1 of 3 from those. Jack Gillard is the man. Well, bit of a non-entity of a try at the end. The referee, I wasn't sure whether he was actually given a penalty, but he did the trick, the drive, and there's Jack Gillard, the man, 23-year-old. And Newport back on terms.
Yeah, they'll be much happier with that driving maul. The patience that you see here, you know, they're finding that edge, staying composed, staying tight within that maul, that middle 4 there, and get over the line comfortably. You know, that's important in a driving maul. You stay together. You're not patient. You don't break away, but find that edge as well. You know, they lost about 4 or 5 Llandovery players from finding that edge and getting over. So well executed drive by Newport there.
Here's Matt O'Brien. No problem for the fly half. 82 points for the season for him. And we're all level at 7-all.
Yeah, what a start to the game. 2 tries, 12 minutes in, one apiece. So, you know, I think we're going to have a good game on our hands tonight, Phil. And both teams, I think, looking to play some rugby this evening and try some stuff out ahead of next week.
So for the Black and Amber faithful, well-supported Premiership club, Newport. Plenty of time to set the kick-off, and off goes a break on that left-hand side. This is great stuff from Newport. Kick ahead, and here's a foot race. I think it's just going to be the scrum half, Lee Rees, who gets there first. Good tracking back by the scrum half, but Newport finding a bit of space down that left.
Yeah, outstanding play by Newport there, and some exciting play. I didn't see who was on the edge that made that break, but great interlink play, and well, we're back in already.
Yeah, Matt O'Brien, I looked slightly forward from here, and Aidan Owen kick through by him. That man Lee Rees is back on, does really well for his in-goal area, and Llandovery scrambled it away, but it's not clear. And O'Brien just couldn't take the kick, and it'll be a Llandovery scrum. So a bit of a comedy of errors all round there.
Yeah, just a few. I think O'Brien will be frustrated there with that. You know, that was a free kick then, really. But this is it. This is the break down the edge. Good fend, good acceleration, knew where his inside player was, and the interlink play in there with Owen, and a good kick from Owen. It meant it was a foot race, and the Llandovery scrum half just getting back before the Newport player.
Yeah,
but
there
what
he is.
good play.
Lloyd Lewis, the man there, Wales Sevens player. Bit of a character, isn't he? Welsh-speaking rapper.
Yeah, he is a character, and he's a good player as well. You know, he's got some pace in his physicality as well. Lloyd has got, so you know, a real good break down that blind side then by Lloyd.
And he's got 8 tries as well under his belt this season already. Excellent support play there as well by Shea Hope, the youngster partnering the veteran Matt O'Brien at half-back for Newport this afternoon. Llandovery try and run it out from their own 22. Reece looking for his options.
Use it, back feet, back.
Sends it skyward again. Taken by Yohan Davis, who makes it up to halfway. Hope. O'Brien. Penalty coming. Will be awarded now.
For me, Davis, it's just a high tackle. It's more passive than dynamic. It's just a penalty.
So will O'Brien go down the line again?
High tackle, penalty only.
We've seen that driving lineup for Newport used to great effect so far with the try, and O'Brien is going to go down the line to that left-hand side.
Yeah, good kick there by O'Brien. Dead in the middle of the field, almost up to the 22. I'm sure, like you say, Phil, we'll see another driving line out here. Try and punish Llandovery. Last time they had high reward from it.
They take the line out. They don't go for the drive, but they go the simple route. And there he is, Lloyd Lewis. Make it 9 tries for the season. Well, I think that might have caught Llandovery napping a bit there. They might have been prepared. It seems as if they were preparing for the drive, and Newport just used it off the top, and it was simple.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Newport have gone to that driving maul now 3-4 times during this game, so they've gone with a back peel. Good line by Owen there. And do you know, I love his unselfishness. He knew Lloyd would be on his inside, and he just looks for Lloyd and gives that ball, and a great finish in the air. But that's great play by an ear in there as well.
So Newport varying their play nicely and getting rewarded. 9th try of the season for the Rapper. There's no slouch on the other wing either. Johnny Morris making his 144th appearance this afternoon for Newport, so plenty of pace for the Black and Ambers on both wings.
Yeah, they've got some good attacking threats in their back line, haven't they? With O'Brien at 10 and Iron Owen in at 12, and then this pace that they've got on their wings as well. You know, it's an exciting back line they've got out this evening.
O'Brien does the necessary, and all of a sudden, as we approach the end of the first quarter, Newport are in the lead. 14-7 they lead.
Newport 14, Llandovery 7.
Yeah, interesting that. They may have looked at that. I think Llandovery had a prop at the back of the line-out as tail gunner, or at the back of the line-out. So, you know, it was a seam there that Newport could take, and they took it very well.
There's the comedy. I was going to say the commentator's curse. There's the coach's curse. Tyrone Morris.
Yes, that's a coach killer, that is, Phil. You know, you just scored a try and then you drop the kick off. There's nothing more frustrating than that, I don't think.
I thought it had killed him, but look at Tyrone there. It was Shea Hope. So Black and Ambers have to defend this scrum.
Crouch!
The last time they were in the 22, they scored Llandovery. They haven't been there much. They haven't had much of the play since. Solid scrum.
Yellow.
Out of the back, and Rees keeping the back row honest again. And how easy was that for Jack Maynard? Lee Rees again, or Johan Hughes rather, the try scorer, but how easy was that for Lee Rees again?
Yeah, it was a great pickup actually, wasn't it? From his shoelaces there, his boot laces. A great pickup. But, you know, scrum pen, Llandovery scrum looks dominant, and great pickup there. And no one touched him.
And the conversion is good, 14-0, and let's go down pitch side to Lauren, who's got Llandovery company.
O, sgrip, surprise. Mae Ricky Guest yn dewis wedi siarad ni tra mae'r boes yn gwneud y warm-up. Ond sut chi'n mynd ati chwarae gêm fel hon? Achos yn amlwg chi drwodd, chi'n gwybod bod chi'n bennu'n ail. Ydw yn bwysig mae mewn i rowngyn derfynol ar gefn buddigoliaeth?
Odi, ni heb ware ys doi wsnos, felly mae hyn o'n cyfle da i gweithio'r popeth i wedi bod yn gweithio yn ymarfer am y doi wsnos diwetha, a trial cael canlyniad ar diwedd y gêm.
A ni'n gwybod heddi wedi cael cadarnhad, fyddwch chi'n croesawu Merthyr. Tîm, wel, so ni chi'n colli na, mis Ionawr dwi'n meddwl. Be yw'r ymateb di'r gêm na?
Mae pob gêm yn fwy'n galed, dy pwy bydden ni wedi ware. Bydden gêm galed, maen nhw'n boes mowr, maen nhw'n drwm. Ni jyst gobeithio, maen nhw'n paratoi'n dda a rhoi digon o cyfle yna ni i cael y fuddugoliaeth. A dy dymor ola di gyda Llandovery, hot off the press, Ricky Guest. So wych tymor yn dod ar ei ben, wedi cael amser gwych yma, a'r plant i cael ei codi yma i raddau. Jyst moyn benni gyda gobeithio ennill y gyngred. A dyn nhw'n uchel, reit, cer nôl i'r warm-up na.
Straight on the ball.
That was Ricky Guest, he's on the bench, the hooker replacement. What was, he seemed quite animated.
Yeah, he's excited, and Lauren was saying, you know, he's doing anything to miss the warm-up, that he's taking an interview whilst the warm-up is happening. But, you know, Ricky was saying it's important this game that Llandovery create momentum today ahead of next week, and he's announced that he's finishing with Llandovery at the end of this year, so he wants to finish on a high with the club, and he's had a great 6 years with Llandovery, and he's looking forward, you know, to hopefully finishing on a high and winning the Premiership.
Yeah, well, they'll have to get past Merthyr first in the semi-final for that. There's Gillard again. We've seen a couple of lusty runs from him already this afternoon as he leaves it for Lee Rees. And once again, Llandovery using the piano shifters. Nice and quick for Rees.
Knock on.
Just a knock on, and can Newport do something with that? O'Brien, has he spotted some space on this near side? Yes, he has. Johnny Morris, lovely pass in from Morris, and Morris takes the return as well. And it's hacked on by O'Brien into the 22. If O'Brien can control that, he might be in. Owen rather, Nyron Owen. Well, that was a brilliant move fashioned by Johnny Morris way back. And Nyron Owen, the man who followed up when the move looked as if it was going to come to naught. And Newport get a third.
Yeah, that's outstanding play there by Newport. Capitalising on a mistake there by Llandovery, you know. Good reaction there by Lloyd. But this vision, cross free kick, I think it's from O'Brien. And great, you know, execution under pressure. Really good support play. Look how many Newport players are in that picture there. You know, back in inside. And this pass doesn't quite go to hand, but they keep playing. And Aaron Owen does very well here to dab the ball on and win that foot race.
Except, I think the TMO has picked up a forward pass. What do you think? Did he look forward?
Oh, it might have been. But it was still a great play from start to finish by Newport, and unlucky there not to get the rewards of a brave, outstanding play from that crossfield kick.
Yeah, beautiful vision. And the pinpoint kick slide rule kick, and it was just Josh Reed, the flanker, who was the unlucky man called for a forward pass.
Crouch! Up, boys. Up. Okay. Boys, we spoke about the gap. We're leaning in. I want you close, but we're leaning in, okay? We've got to control and manage that space for me.
Let's go back.
On this near side, the Newport tight head is Dan Suter, former Ospreys and Dragons man, of course. 29 now. A lot of experience there, and he's up against Jamie Hughes. And on the other side of the scrum, it's Tom Workman, son of Mark Workman, team manager of Newport, up against Samson Lee. That's a better Newport scrum this time.
Interesting that, Phil. Llandovery dominant last scrum, and that looked like to me Newport were dominant there.
Yeah, you were a forward. What's going on there then?
I'm not a front row expert though, Phil. I wouldn't like to comment. But for me, it looked like Newport looked dominant there.
It remains at 14-all. And it's been a very lively opening quarter. And that's a better Llandovery scrum. And indeed, they seem to have a bit of purchase on that. Held at the back by Iestyn Rhys. We'll do it all again.
No, you're not being rewarded for that. Both disengaging at the same time. You will be rewarded for staying in the podcast, okay? Let your referee, please. Thank you.
Talking earlier on about Llandovery's defence, only 355 points conceded. That's the best in the league. Their attacking game is not bad as well. 31 points average per game, and that's the second highest, only behind Cardiff. And the referee in no doubt there. And Lee Rhys is off and running for the Drovers. Johan Hughes, long cut-out pass. Possible advantage to Newport. Shea Hope.
Okay, no advantage coming, boys. Okay.
Llandovery would be disappointed with that execution there. A bit of space on the outside. Quick tap pen, good ball. Could that ball have gone sooner? But could have Harry Dole gathered that? Maybe he'd be frustrated with that. I think it was maybe his first touch of the ball that would have been. And he'd be disappointed that he didn't gather that.
Yeah, Harry Dole, of course, has been moonlighting with the Ospreys for a while after what happened to him at Worcester, with Worcester being closed. Now, we haven't seen much of this Llandovery back division in full flight yet, but it's a useful one. Adam Warren, one cap for Wales against the Barbarians, of course. And then Aaron Warren on the wing. He's got 10 tries this season. But it's Newport at the moment. Hope. A grubber for position.
Yeah, I think that's a good play by Hope there, you know, putting Newport into a bit more territory, a bit more, play more down in this Llandovery's half, you know, variation of their game a little bit. They played quite a bit of attack and just gone side to side, but changing the pitch a little bit. So I think that was a good option there by Newport.
And burgled at the front by the Black and Ambers. Josh Reed. Missed out O'Brien, who'd wrapped around cleverly. Lloyd Lewis beats the first time, and Lewis is going to go all the way. Route one to the line, some slack Llandovery tackling, but Lloyd Lewis won't worry about that. Steam hammer handoff and a quick sprint to the line. A second try for Lloyd Lewis.
Yeah, he's dangerous, isn't he? He's the danger man here for Newport. His acceleration, you know, the pass wasn't necessarily accurate, but I like that little wrap around by O'Brien from Owen, and the the pass didn't go to hand, but look at his acceleration into space and the fend. You know, he's dangerous when he's going full tilt like that. You know, he's got some gas in him and he's a strong boy. A fend there on Harry Dole, and he's over the line. Well taken by Lloyd Lewis.
He's up to 10 tries for the season now. Here's O'Brien, he's converted both so far. As we approach the half-hour mark in this dead rubber, but you wouldn't think so. I think it's a dead rubber. Been all action. And O'Brien does the necessary again.
What a 28 minutes we've had. 5 tries, 3 for Newport, 2 for Llandovery. Llandovery trying to press the last few minutes, but errors costing them, and Newport's counter-attack, to be fair, has been very good.
Yeah, combination of pace and the don't argue with the hand, and a second try for Lloyd Lewis. We talked about it being a dead rubber, and you said that both teams will want to sort of get their systems and processes in order for next week, but is the fact that there's not much pressure on, really, it's nothing on the game, does that help teams to relax a bit and throw it about like we're seeing?
Oh yeah, definitely. When you know there's no pressure on it, it allows you to relax into it and play with maybe a little bit more bravery and freedom than you would if there was a bit more riding on it. But it's a chance to try those new moves maybe, and get things in place, see what works ahead of important knockout games coming up.
Llandovery attacking down this near side was Aaron Warren. That's the Newport 22. Still Llandovery content to keep it in the forwards, and there's another line bust by Llandovery. That was Rodri Jones. Hint of something on that right-hand side as well. Reese in there again. Uses Jamie Hughes, the loose head. Back to the right. Oh, lovely conjurer's hands from Adam Warren. And Llandovery are there. A third try for them. Beautiful use of the blind side initially.
Was that Griff Evans that went over there? Better play there by Llandovery, going through the phases.
Llandovery at the last line-up came up early, but because they went to maul...
Great hands there, really good hands. Just a flick of the wrists, move the ball across, and then a good line and a good finish.
Quite a bit.
Adam Warren showing his international ability.
Exactly, yeah. So they came up...
Just the one cap for Wales a while ago against the Barbarians. So this to square it all up again. Jack Maynard, over 1,400 points in all. This is his 155th appearance, a legend of Welsh Premiership rugby. Did a few clubs over the years. And we've seen that a few times for various clubs. And just over the half-hour mark, 21 all, and you can't quibble at the entertainment value, Stuart.
No, it's been a great game of rugby so far, really enjoying it. Both teams looking to play, bit of variation in both their games. Oh, look, it's been an exciting game. Great take there.
We're just watching the replay of the try. There it is, if that switch back to the right-hand side that did it. Meanwhile, this is back live. And Lloyd Lewis not wearing his platform shoes on that occasion. Coming back for a Newport penalty, though.
And where you are, take a couple steps to your left.
Yep.
Where you are.
Number 3, playing an opposition player off the ball.
Here it is. Kick off by O'Brien. Great take on the edge there.
Yeah, Johnny Morris.
Put them on the line. Red.
As Newport go for the line-out option again.
And they're moving the ball to the edge.
There's Johnny Morris. 31 now. Now we've seen Jack Gillard profit once already, the hooker. Right on the line. They won't want to concede a goal line dropout, which is exactly what they've done.
Yeah, they'll be frustrated with that, Phil. Held up over the line. Good defensive work by Llandovery to get under that ball. But a lost opportunity there for Newport and giving the ball back. But, you know, goal line dropout is actually really hard to kick out from, and you know, I'm sure Newport will be looking to counter attack from this, but they'd be disappointed not to get more from that driving line out.
Yeah, we've had that law a season or two now. Where do you stand on it, that the goal line drop? It is, of course, there, isn't it, to stop teams just boringly going for drive after drive on the line?
Yeah, I get that, and I understand why it's there, but for me, it gives too much of an advantage back to the defending side. You know, that was a great kick there by Llandovery, and you've seen Llandovery are up towards halfway now, you know, whereas Newport were obviously pressing within that 5-metre area. So for me, maybe it gives just little bit too much of an advantage back to the defending side.
So it's a spectator's law rather than a player's law, you'd say?
Yeah, I agree with that. Probably as a spectator's goal, it makes it more exciting, free-flowing, but it's disappointing as a player. You get over that line, you've got possession, but if you're held up, it's a goal line dropout. So, you know, we see now teams tactically looking at how you make sure you're not held up, and maybe you're better off being short than being over the line and held up, whereas before you'd risk going over because you knew you'd have a scrum put in. So, yeah, I agree with your comment there, Phil. More of a spectator's law than a player's law.
And Llandovery off again from the line out. Reese. Again, looking to use the pods of big men rather than give it air. Llandovery. And they concede.
He done, Stuart Warsall.
Yeah, Stuart Waddle, there he is, the blue head cap, a la Justin Tipperick. But, unlawfully so on that occasion. And O'Brien's kick is Billy Basic touch finder.
Yeah, I'm not sure he needed that extra roll. He did the hard bit. He got over the gain line. He used his footwork. He got himself into a good position. But that extra roll then stops the defending team being able to compete.
And a not straight in the line out gives Llandovery another chance to mount an attack.
Yeah, I think the referees get a little bit frustrated with the scrums here, Phil. We've seen a fair few penalties, a free kick, quite a few restarts, and I think he's starting to get a little bit frustrated, and I'm sure he's looking to try and steady that up so we can have the free-flowing rugby that we've seen when the ball's in play.
Set.
Newport, of course, lost their first 4 league games, and they've mounted something of a Lazarus assault since then. They stray offside in the midfield on that occasion. Yeah, lost their first 4, and then only lost 3 of their next 17.
Yeah, they've had a great second half to the season, haven't they? 8 wins on the bounce for Newport. It takes some doing that, does, Phil. Some form and some consistency there.
Yeah. That goes right back to the 22nd of September. Did lose the cup game, of course, the cup final last week. And what have Llandovery got from this line out as we approach the interval? That's overcooked. Hope to O'Brien, the trusty left boot, takes the ball over the halfway line.
Out you come, Lee, out you come. Stay in the arse, one stay.
And that's found a bit of green as well. That's a useful kick. O'Brien has to go scooting back. And this time it's no nonsense from the fly half.
Yeah, that was a good kick by Llandovery to the middle of the field there.
Thank you, Davis.
As you say, no nonsense then by O'Brien. Clear the lines, making sure that went to touch.
So 2 minutes to go to half-time. It's all square, 21-all. A very entertaining opening 40 minutes it's been, or opening 38 minutes. Take it at the back. Rees. Once again, it's big men attack in the midfield for the Drovers. And a breakaway here for Newport. And he's going to go all the way. Llandovery's attack breaking down. And what a score that is for Ioan Davis. The Newport fullback taking full advantage. That's a bonus point as well for the Black and Ambers. And a clean pair of heels from Ioan Davis. And one of the first times that Llandovery tried to move the ball behind the scrum. And it came to naught, and Ioan Davis was there. And what a time to score just before the interval. Yeah, and as soon as he picked it up, it was only one winner there. He's got plenty of gas, Ioan Davis. Just released by the Dragons. So that'll be one for the highlights reel. Came through at the Cardiff Academy, did Ioan Davis. Made 9 appearances for the Dragons then. Here's O'Brien. He's converted the lot so far. And it's 4 from 4 for the fly half. And that'll signal the end of the first half. And Newport have a handy lead going into the interval. 28 points to 21. And you have to say that they've profited from the fact that they've been prepared to give the ball more air than Llandovery. And that was a case in point there, that try by Ioan Davis. And that's the half-time here at Rodney Parade. Newport 21, Newport 28, Llandovery 21.
Ie, hanner y difyr dros ben. Fe wedodd Tyrone Morris cyn y gêm y bwriad oedd i chwarae rygbi barbaried. Mae'r amodau y ca yn ddelfrydol a mae Casnewydd, fel chi'n gweld, wedi sicrhau y pwynt bonus cyn yr hanner. Diolch i'r cais na gan Ioan Davis. 4 cais i Casnewydd, 3 chwais i Llandovery. Mae boes rhyngwladol ma'n o'r Eisteddfa fel Rio Dai, Ashton Hewis, Leon Brown, a maen nhw wedi cael ei adloni sy'n yr cop.
Ie, mae fod yn hanner wych o rygbi i ni gyd, gwybod. 7 cais, fel dweud ti, 4 i Casnewydd a 3 Llandovery, ond maen nhw'n symud y bil. Mae'r pêl, cic o'r pêl, mae O'Brien wedi bod yn arbennig o dda i Casnewydd. Hanner cyntaf, cic dros ca, Lloyd Lewis yn rhoi ffwt ar y gas ac mae wedi bod yn cyffroes iawn a gêm barberiad fel dweud ti.
Ydw'n teimlo fel gêm lle mae'r boes yn arbrofi cwbl o bethau newydd cyn yr ymdrech terfynol?
Ie, i raddau, i fi ar y foment, mae Casnewydd, maen nhw'n wario fel un, pob tro maen nhw'n gallu cael y bel yn y ddwylo. Mae Matt O'Brien, so gwybod fel mae'n gallu gwneud, mae'n stori popeth yn diwedd, mae'n chwistrellu tempo mewn i pob beth, ond oedd yn bwysig bod Llandovery ddim yn cael ei denu mewn i waru'r gêm baberid yma, achos so nhw'n waru'r gêm fel yna, maen nhw'n llawer o fwy ceidwadol yn ei chwarae, mae strwythur gyda nhw, a mae'r olwyr gyda nhw, wrth gwrs, ond paid cael ei denu mewn i waru'r gêm agored fel hyn.
Right, wel, digon o geisiau ar yn soddi, ond ni'n mynd i fynd nôl i'r cais cynta. Cais Lee Rees, cyn bod ni'n gweld 5 munud ar y cloc, oedd cais yma, rili, y gwagle, sy'n di dod o'n unlle.
Ie, o'r gwagle wedi dod, ti'n gwybod, y blaenwyr yn mynd dros y llinell ffantais, tip-in by tip-in, a wedyn, ti'n gwybod, fi'n credu spot o dde, o'r Casnewydd, chwaraewyr Casnewydd wedi cwmpo, a wedi cymryd y gwagle. Ti'n gweld fan hyn, bod e'n cwmpo ar y llawr, mae'n gweld y gwagle a cymeryd dim ond cwpl munedau mewn i'r gêm. Ie,
a wedyn Casnewydd yn bwrw nôl gyda cais wrth garmes, ond tîm ni eisiau sôn am ceisiau Lloyd Lewis, 2 gais i'r ysgatol.
O ie, na, ti'n beth, mae'n cymryd y cyfle am pob tro mae'n cael y bel yn ei ddwylo. Mae fe'n chwaraewr sydd yn gallu ochr gamu, curo chwaraewyr, ond mae fe hefyd yn gweithio mor galed o ddi'r bel fan ni'n gweld yn rhoi cymorth i'r canolwr yn Eirin Owen fyna. A unwaith eto, ni'n gweld Matt O'Brien jyst yn ceisio gweld, gweledigaeth i gweld bod yna tir agored tu allan, ond fyna ni'n gweld y chwistrelliant o'r cyflymder a pŵer i mynd trwy'r tacl. Mae fe'n neud hon y gêm ar ôl gêm, a mae fe'n tipyn o chwaraewyr. A pan mae ti'n bach o frwysion ar y llawr, gyda fe, gyda tir agored, mae'n anhygoel.
Ie, 6 wythnos ar yr ymylon yn dod mae wedi dod o an a fe'n neud pethau edrych yn hawdd iawn, a wedyn y cyfan yn dod i ben, wel, yn yr hanner cynta na, beth bynnag gyda cais Iwan Davies.
Ie, cais arbennig o dda eto, ti'n gwybod, mae'n symud y bel, fwy i aslys dwylau gwych fan hyn, ond wedyn Casnewydd yn gweld y mistake nhw ac yn capitaleiddio arno fe. A dyna beth mae Casnewydd yn un arbennig o dda y hanner cyntaf. Pan mae Llandovery yn neud mistake, mae Casnewydd ar y bel a maen nhw'n creu rhywbeth o dami.
Wel, fan hyn ni'n gwylio 2 dîm sydd wedi cyrraedd y 4 ucha. Ni nawr yn mynd i bwrw golwg ar y 2 dîm arall, Caerdydd a Merthyr sydd wedi bod yn chwarae pnawn yma.
Tafliad yn llwyddiannus i Ferthyr. A dyma nhw'n dechrau mynd ymlaen, yn troi'r olwynion. Caerdydd ar y droed ôl, maen nhw'n mynd i groesi'r llinell gais, a cais cynta'r gêm i Ferthyr. Tom Haberfield gyda'r bel allan. Ellis Thomas yn bylchu'n effeithiol iawn, mae'n y gefnogaeth ar yr ysgwydd. Dewi Cross yn mynd i groesi unwaith eto i Gaerdydd. Ac ar ôl y gic hyfryd na gan Dan Fish. Caerdydd mewn ardal peryglus iawn i groesi unwaith eto'r tafliad yn effeithiol gan Evan Lloyd sy'n nghefn y sgarmes symudol. Mae'n torri ffwrdd, mae'n mynd i hun ymestyn a mae wedi croesi. Da'r cloc yn tician i lawr, mae angen i Ferthyr dar yn ôl. Cyn cyntaf a phosibl, mae'r bel yn llac. Dewi Cross wedi dal hi, mae ganddo fo'r cyflymder. Does neb yn mynd i ddal â hwn. A dyma fo'n croesi am cais 38 o'r tymor. Mae'r cloc yn agos i fod yn goch. Mae Caerdydd yn edrych fel petai nhw ffansi mynd am y pwynt bonus. Morgan Allen, a dyna ni, pwynt bonus. A mae Caerdydd am orffen y tymor ar frig yr Indigo Prem. Ethan Lloyd allan, Harrison James yn ei chrymanu hi ar hyd y cae. Mae'n gweld y gwagle sydd gan Dewi Cross ar ochr bella, y gic dros y top. Sut mae am adlamu nôl mewn i Dewi Cross ac yn casglu Evan Lloyd. Chydig yn brein o'r linell gais. Mae Freddie Barnes yno, a dyna fo fel tapyn i'r prop. Cais rhif 5. Harrison James felly, gyda gic olaf y gêm. Rhwng y pist gan y dyn ifanc. A buddigoliaeth enfawr yw hi'n y diwedd i Gaerdydd. 39 pwynt i 7.
Caerdydd yn chwalu Merthyr yn y diwedd wythnos cyn y rownd gynderfynol, a dyma sut mae'r tabl yn edrych. Cyntaf yn herio'r 4 wythnos nesaf, sy'n golygu fydd Caerdydd yn croesawu Casnewydd i'r brifddinas, yr ail yn chwarae'r trydydd, Llandovery felly fydd yn croesawu Merthyr. A mae newyddion wedi dod i law prynhawn. Mae fod Pontypool wedi ennill dyrchafiad i'r Indigo Prem flwyddyn nesaf. Dyma cadeirydd Pontypool yn sgwennu ar Trydar. Ydyn ni Wedi eisiau hyn ers amser maith, a beth wedi cymryd yn llygedd oddi ar y nod o gyrraedd yr uwch gyngred. Nathan Brew, maen nhw wedi bod ar sawl rediad ddigiron y bencampwriaeth. Heiddi dyrchafiad o'r diwedd?
O, yn gwmpas, fel dyn sydd wedi cael ei mabwysiadu fel dyn o Gwent. Mae hwn yn rhywbeth enfawr i Gwent, yn gyfan gwbl. Mae'n tîm hanesyddol traddodiadol iawn, a maen nhw wedi dyfel parhau, a maen nhw'n heiddi pob clwd.
Ie, edrych yn debygol fydd Castell Nedd yn ymuno â nhw hefyd. Ond ni'n mynd i nawr troi'n sylw at y car yn ngwladol. Mae'n rhaid i ni sôn am chwe gwlad y menywod. Fe orffennon nhw'r bencampwriaeth gyda'i buddigoliaeth ei sgôr mwyaf yn erbyn yr Eidal. Maen nhw wedi dod â lot o lywynydd i lot o ilwyr dros y mis a hanner diwetha. Sut ti'n adlewyrchu ar y gystadleuaeth?
Ie, maen nhw wedi cael pencampwriaeth arbennig o dda, wedi gwella sut o'n ni wedi wneud blwyddyn diwetha gyda ennill 3 gêm yn ennill yn erbyn yr Eidal yn y gêm olaf, a gêm arbennig o dda, yn wedi gyda'r ail hanner, sut wnaeth nhw chwarae oedd yn posib iawn, ond ti'n gallu gweld fan'na, merched yn emosiynol, maen nhw wedi bod ar daith, ni wedi bod ar journey ac maen nhw gwella pob blwyddyn nawr ac maen nhw wedi nawr mynd mewn i World XV tier cyntaf, tier 1, sydd yn peth positif iawn yn Zeeland Newydd yn October, November. So, maen nhw wedi gwneud yn bennig o dda, maen nhw wedi chwarae rygbi gret trwy gydol y garfan.
Mae rai fi ofyn i ti am y pac, a dyna'r man lle falle sydd wedi gwella'n mwyaf. Lot o sôn am Sisi, mae'n hawdd anghofio bod yn fel Gwenllian Pyrs di sgorio 3 chais i hun.
Mae'r pac wedi bod yn arbennig o dda, yn wedig y front rowers, Cecilia Tuapolot, Kelsey Jones wedi gwneud yn arbennig o dda, wedyn Gwenllian Pyrs wedi, fel dwedais ti, sgori 3 chais fel prop yn peth wych. Ond hefyd y gwaith roedd y back rowers wedi wneud trwy Alex Callender yn cael chwaraewyr y gêm eto allan yn erbyn yr Eidal ac rhoi corff ar y llinell, ond wedyn sgori cais arbennig o dda, bel nôl mewn o Carys William Morris. So, mae'r blaenwyr wedi mynd trwyddo lot o gwaith trwy gydol y pencampwriaeth ac yn wedig, mae'r llinell a'r sgrymiau wedi rhoi nhw ar trod blaen ac wedi gadael i nhw chwarae rygbi cyffroes iawn.
A fi'n gwybod ti wedi bod mas yn dathlu dyn nhw wythnos yma. Maen nhw'n heiddi hynny, ond at y dynion nawr, carfan y dynion wedi cyhoeddi Nathan wythnos yma. 54 o chwaraewyr yng Ngharfan Mawr yn Gatlen. Dwi'n siŵr os oedd unrhyw un yn disgwyl y nifer na. Unrhyw siocs i ti? Dyma'r blwyddyn felly sydd i ddod o ran y gemau. A mae'n mynd i fod, mae mis Medi, dwi ddim yn bell i ffwrdd. Fydd y carfan yn cael ei lleihau cyn bod nhw'n teithio o'r Swister. Oedd enwau falle wedi dysynu di sawl un o'r Prem yn gwirionedd?
Oedd sawl un i bod yn onest, ond y ddoi oedd yn amlwg i fi, wrth gwrs oedd Joe Hawkins a Ross Moriarty, penderfyniadau nhw oedd a dwi yn, ar ôl clywed y resymau pam, dwi yn cytuno gyda'r resymau ni. Falle, gadael Wyn Jones allan, ond ni bach yn surprise gyda'r penderfyniad ni, a wrth gwrs Henry Thomas yn dod mewn hefyd, felly un neu ddoi, mae fe'n garfan tipyn o size a gwni weld pwy sydd yn lwcus i mynd i'r cwpan y byd.
Mae pwysigrwydd y Prem wedi bod yn amlwg, rhywun fel Will Davies King o Gaerdydd, so mae sydd lot i clywed ei enwau, boes fel Teddy Williams, Kai Evans, so ddim wedi chwarae lot i'r gwylch, ond ni wedi gweld yn chwarae y lefel yma.
Mae rhaid defnyddio falle y cyngor yma i ddatblygu'r cenedlaeth nesaf, a dyna beth sy'n digwydd. Maen nhw'n ware o ansawdd uchel pob wythnos, a ni'n gweld hyn o falle y lefel maen nhw'n gallu ware hefyd. Llawn dwyster ar awydd i ware'r gêm eang agored adloniant, a mae hon hyn o yn tipyn o achlysur.
Ydy, ni wedi gweld 7 cais yma hyn, o ni wedi gweld digon o geisio dros y mis diwetha, felly am y tro ola eleni, dyma cais y mis.
Tavis Noel gyda'r bêl yng nghefn y ryc. Felly Gareth Thompson a Sam Jones 2 yn erbyn Llanelli. Sam Jones mewn lle, nôl tu mewn i Gareth Thompson. Mae gan fo'r cyflymder a mae'n mynd i groesi'r llinell gais am un arall i Ferthyr. Nash ar bêl allan i Jones yn cyfuno dda gyda Nagy. Ochr Gami yn rhyddhau Dan Edwards. Mae'r bas yn fflat allan i'r asgell bella. Matthew Jenkins, ochr Gami un ffordd a mae'n twyllo'r dyn. Pasio Jack Maynard ac yn sgorio eithlon o gais gwych. Tafliad felly i Ponty mewn chydig yn hir a Kings yn casglu. Allan rwan i Dion Jones yn bylchu'n effeithiol. Digon o wagl o flaen o'n ochr Gami unwaith eto. Cefnogaeth yn wych gan Evan Jones yn cael ei daclo ond mae o'n tirio beth bynnag. Rhys Fawcett nôl i Joe Thomas yn y boced ac yn dadlwytho'n effeithiol mewn i Bradley Roderick. Gwsi bach ganddo fo yn ôl to mewn i Iwan Templett. Mae'n gweld y gwagle. Y gic yn berffaith gan Templett. Ac yn casglu'n arbennig Steff Andrews ar gyfer y dewiniaeth.
A llongyfarchiadau mawr i Evan Jones o rygbi Gogledd Cymru sy'n cael y wobr o cais y mis ar gyfer mis Ebrill. Ond nôl at gym hyn o 28-21 y sgôr ar yr hanner fel ti'n gweld i mynd, Siwan.
Fi'n credu bydd e'n mynd i'r chwifian olaf, ond fi'n credu bydd Casnewydd yn just bip o fe, fi'n credu.
O, dwi'n teimlo mai Casnewydd sy'n mantes, mai dim ond sgôr sydd ynddi, nhw sydd wedi camu mlaen.
Ie, mae momentum i gyd gyda Casnewydd ar y foment. Maen nhw'n dangos lefel yn fwy o dyfeisgarwch gan weld Matt O'Brien yn lliwio pethau. Mae falle amddiffyn Llandovery wedi... Wel, dath o'n bod fwy prif, achos mae fe'n gael yn lawr ar y foment.
Right, mae'n bryd i chi rhythro nôl i'r pwynt sylwebu. Mae'n diffyn o dau. The English language commentary is available with Siwan Lillycrap and Phil Steele o Mynydd yn Bryw. Ar fi mynd nôl i ail ymuno a Griff McKee.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Welcome back to the English language commentary. And what a first half that was. 28-21 Newport lead. 7 tries for the Black and Ambers. In all, 4 for the Black and Ambers, 3 for Llandovery. So what will the second half have in store? Matt O'Brien to get us underway. Llandovery set it on their own 22. Harry Dole, the man. Lee Reese just having to burrow for it, and it's a bit slovenly as a result. And he has no option really, but just find a basic touch finder for this left-hand, right-hand touch line. Llandovery enjoying their most successful season since 2017. And Newport again content to give it air. Moonlighting in the centre is Lloyd Lewis. 2 tries in that first half for the wing. O'Brien's educated left boot doesn't go to hand that time, and it could be something for Llandovery here. Harry Dole, the man, making up to halfway. And Newport get the penalty. Against Jack Jones, the captain, off his feet. And a chance for O'Brien to drill play down into Llandovery territory. And that is a terrific dead-eye kick by O'Brien, I think. Referee just having a word with his touch judge. Yes, he's allowed the line out. That is a brilliant kick by O'Brien, and that's going to be a 5-metre line out. Wonderful accuracy from the Newport fly half. And it gives the Black and Ambers, well, a scrum.
Crouch! 5! Set!
Shea Hope with the feed. We come back for another scrum. But a terrific touch finder by Matt O'Brien. I can only assume that it was a knock-on given against the Llandovery defender, trying to keep the ball in play, which gave Newport the scrum anyway. They've got another scrum. There's Samson Lee. He's done his 40 minutes. That would have been pre-arranged with the Scarlets, that?
Yeah, I imagine so. First game back, so I imagine they had a half cap on him. But he'd be pleased to get that 40 minutes under his belt for sure.
Well, his replacement, Llia Green, has done his bit in that scrum for Llandovery. They've got a penalty.
Was that a bit of a warning by the referee there? Too many scrum pens, too much disruption in this area.
So Newport have to start again. There's the scrum, yeah, terrific scrum by the Drovers.
Got them out of trouble, that.
And a bit of synchronised swimming in the line out from Llandovery, and it goes awry, and Newport have it shipped out quickly into the midfield. And I don't know, in hint of something on that right-hand side, if they can get Johnny Morris running. Shea Hope again. O'Brien. Long cut-out pass. Finds Roach. Lloyd Lewis with him. It's quick again for Hope. O'Brien pulling the strings behind, and they get a penalty.
Yeah, good play there by Newport. But what will be interesting now is what they do here. Kickable kick in front of the posts. They're 7 ahead. Do they want to try things, or do they want to push more than a try ahead? Be an interesting decision.
Well, this, of course, would take it a 2-score lead.
I think I heard some boos for the crowd there, Phil, when they pointed at the posts.
Yeah, he's a wily old dog, though, Matt O'Brien. Must be pretty hot out there as well.
Yeah, it's a humid evening, isn't it? Weather hasn't been great today, hit and miss, but it's dry here this evening, but it's very humid out.
Well, O'Brien's converted all 4 tries so far. And this to take it to a 2-score game. Absolutely straight down the middle. And it is a 2-score game. 31-21.
Yeah, right decision, I think, Phil. You know, to go to 2 scores is important. We speak about momentum and what winning this game will do for both teams moving into next week. So, you know, it raises confidence, and to go 2 scores now away for Llandovery will be a positive for Newport.
Dan Suter coming off. And Luke Yendel is on for the Black and Ambers. He's on permit for the Dragons. He's played 4 times for the Dragons, and also played for Bedwas. So it means that Llandovery probably have to come out and play a bit more than we've seen so far. Lee Rees keeping the Black and Ambers back row honest. Of course, they've got Merthyr next week, Stuart, so they'll need to front up at forward time next week.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely need to front up as a pack, you know. Merthyr have got a physical, dominant forward pack, so, you know, that would be an area that they will need to front up on.
An excursion into the 22 for Llandovery. Newport Newport have burgled possession. And Shea Hope spots some green down in Llandovery territory. That could be very useful. If Maynard has to go back. Didn't quite have the legs.
Well, that was a good kick there by Shea.
Loud blast. And Llandovery will get a penalty.
Yeah, you know, Llandovery were pressing there, and a good turnover by Newport. You know, they'd be disappointed with that turnover, and then a good kick by Shea. I would have liked to maybe seen Llandovery move that ball after the kick into space, but they'd be pleased to get a penalty. I think Newport straight off their feet, hands to the floor before the jackal. That's what the referee awarded. So Llandovery get another chance now, and they're down in Newport's half.
There's some football coming up on Scorio on S4C for football fans. Llandovery get a good line-out ball off the top and storm into the Newport 22. And once again, they've been turned. And O'Brien goes long downtown. And Maynard has to go all the way back, almost to his own line. And he's got no other option other than to banana kick it out to this right-hand touchline. And twice in the red zone now we've seen Llandovery turn, Siwan.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that, you know, turned in the red zone when they're putting pressure on. They're winning the territory game, but then getting turned over way too easy. That was a great kick there by O'Brien, and they've turned them again.
And I don't know, in with a little show and go, taking him over the 10-metre line. Out to Morris on that far side. He makes it into the 22. Oh, hint of something on this left-hand side for Newport. Barnes-Wallace pass picked up by Craig Hudd. Did well to control that, the big second row. O'Brien out of the cat flap to an I don't know it. A brilliant bit of skill. I'm not sure Owen appreciated it. He had a bit of a reception committee waiting for it, but it was a lovely piece of skill. Here's O'Brien again. And a chance for Llandovery to get some territory. Lee Rees is off and running up to the halfway line. The scrum half goes. Possibly something on that left-hand side. Maynard.
Llandovery always look like they're running out of options, yeah?
Yeah. And turned over again by Newport. And Craig Hudd shows that he's not just a pretty face in the line-out by hoisting it downfield. I'm not too sure his fellow forwards will thank him for that, because it's given Llandovery possession back. But it's Nats against the windscreen at the moment. Yeah, good shot indeed. Nats against the windscreen at the moment with this Newport first up tackling. That's a fourth turnover in this second half by Newport. Out to Yohan Davis from Matt O'Brien. That's a useful ball as well if that stays in play, which it doesn't quite.
Yeah, unlucky there. It looked like a good kick at first, Phil, but just rolled a little bit more. Got behind the Llandovery defence, he did, but just rolled a little bit too far.
What's going on with this Llandovery breakdown work? That's 4 turnovers now.
Yeah, 4 turnovers in less than 10 minutes. I feel like they'll be frustrated, their urgency to that breakdown. But also, I just feel like Llandovery are lacking options, to be honest, Phil. You know, we're seeing the fly half or they're attacking players with the ball, but there's no options off them, so therefore they're getting isolated. You know, Newport know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to carry because they haven't got tip options. They haven't got out-the-back options. So there's one option for that Llandovery player to do, and that's carry. Therefore, Newport are reading it and getting over the ball.
Thomas Davis and Henry Palmer are on in the front row for Newport. Ioan Davis. O'Brien just delaying it to an Iron Owen. Penalty coming for the Black and Ambers. Owen once more. Penalty awarded now.
7 is fine, number 9 is never back on top.
Well, Craig Hudd at the moment, the Newport second row, is in everything, isn't he? He's in everything and he's everywhere.
Yeah, he is everywhere. He's kicking, he's tipping, he's pulling out the back, he's got all the skill set, to be fair. He's offering his physicality, he's in the wide channel. He's playing very well, actually, Craig Hudd, and he's actually an ex-Swansea University student when I was head of rugby there. So, you know, it's lovely to see Craig play at this level and really playing well at this level as well.
So you taught him all he knows, but you didn't teach him all you know.
I won't take any credit for all he knows, Phil, but, you know, he was a great player when he was at Swansea University as well.
That man in the middle there is an absolute Newport legend, Brian Jones. Won against the big three against South Africa, against New Zealand and against Australia. Against New Zealand in 63 for Newport, against Australia for Newport, and against the Barbarians in 1960-61. The only game the Springboks lost on that tour. Well, that was then, and this is now. Here's Matt O'Brien. And that's the first miss for him. O'Brien, unlucky. Llandovery doing it the hard way. Maynard.
Back feet, five.
Reese putting up the sky ball. And it'll be a Newport line out.
Yeah, that was brave attack by Llandovery. I thought he would dab that down over the line, but to be fair, a good counter-attack. Got to the 22.
Okay. Time back on.
Palmer finds his man. There's Lloyd Lewis with an excursion from his wing. O'Brien prompting cannily again to an Iron Owen, who spins out of a couple of tackles. And again.
No. He's in the middle. Yeah.
No, was that was he taken in the air? Ooh, Johnny Morris was the man.
Yes.
Shrill blast on the whistle.
Might be a bit of trouble here. It's really hard, that, as a defender.
It's just a penalty, okay? Back you go. Yeah, the lead by example, please.
Certainly a penalty. I think it's just going to be a warning. Sensible there from the referee.
Yeah, I think so. I think I could hear him say, you know, it's just a penalty. And like I said, Phil, it's really hard. You know, the pass is up slightly, so the Newport player has to jump for the ball. But as a defence, you're up, you're trying to press hard in that line, you know. You can see pull out the back. That ball, he's got to jump for that ball. It's really hard. Your timing, his timing's right, but because he has to jump in the air to get the ball. But that's where you've got to watch the player and you've got to control your feet a bit better there.
Meanwhile, Newport take the line out from the Matt O'Brien kick. And they'll fancy this. On they go. Palmer leading the charge. Hope.
No, play. No.
Tom Davis. Oh, it's a rather nothing pass from Hope, and it'll give Llandovery a chance to get away from their 22.
Off the line now, John.
Good ball out of the tackle, and a kick ahead. And there's Rees, the scrum half, and he's in a foot race with Johnny Morris, and that's a great score by Rees. Lovely support line of the kick ahead, and he got ahead of Johnny Morris, which takes some doing because Morris is no slouch, and Llandovery are back in it.
Yeah, great offload here. Harry Doyle backs himself on the outside. What I really like is that vision to kick on the inside. He could see two Newport defenders defending there, and then Rees, great control of the ball with his feet, and an outstanding finish. But really like what Harry Doyle does here, you know, backs himself on the outside, could see the two Newport defenders coming across. Great grubber infield, and well executed and finished by Rees.
Yeah, did well to play football with that, going at full tilt. Second try of the match for the former Sevens expert.
Yeah, it's a real hard skill, isn't it? Going full tilt, rugby ball, the shape of it, the bounce of it, to really control that ball and for it to go where you want it to. But well executed, and great finish by Llandovery.
Maynard bisects the uprights.
We still have a game on our hands here, Phil. One try in it again, just 3 points.
Well, we said it's a dead rubber, but it's a terrific advert for the league, and must be great viewing for you at home, watching on S4C Click or the YouTube channel. Referee just bringing Matt O'Brien back.
Yeah, definitely. Great advert for the league, and, you know, see some great players, experienced players playing, but also academy players playing, you know, and having opportunities to play. And we're seeing them play with freedom, the ball going edge to edge, kick passes, offload in game, forwards going through a lot of graft, some set plays off line out. So it's been, you know, it's been an exciting 57 minutes so far.
Has a Newport legend just come on, Rhys Jenkins, member of the Newport Hall of Fame, former club captain, of course, and his 197th appearance, Rhys Jenkins.
Llandovery be disappointed with that exit, I think. You know, it's really difficult.
Rhys tidies up the line out.
Stay,
Maynard's kick downtown. Back goes Yohan Davis. And no messing.
So just to repeat that message again, for every car who was parked at Rodney Parade this evening, somewhere in the grounds, there'll be a 10-minute delay after the end of the match for you to be able to leave the grounds.
Who do you fancy then for this with the final four?
It's it's tough, isn't it? Tonight, I think Newport are going to clinch it, and then I think we've got two exciting playoffs on our hands next week, with the form that Newport's in, how Cardiff have finished top. It's going to be, I think they're going to be brilliant games next weekend.
Two of the oldest rivals in club rugby in the world, Cardiff Newport. It'll be Llandovery against Merthyr. Llandovery getting a bit more of the play now.
pushed into him.
Yeah, accidental offside.
Accidental offside.
Yeah, Llandovery be disappointed with that. I'm not sure where that ball was meant to go. It might have needed to go to the player out, and then he's running the line and then bounced into it to him. So yeah, they'd be frustrated with that because they're starting to get a bit more momentum in this game and a bit more of a foothold in the game. So to give away possession so easily like that, I think Llandovery would be a little bit disappointed.
On the hour, it's a 3-point game. Bonus points, bonus points in the bag for both sides.
Let's reset quickly then, please. Let's go.
And there's the aforementioned Ricky Guest, who we heard from in the first half. And you were saying that he announced that he's going to retire.
Well, he was saying in his interview with Lauren that is his final season with Llandovery this year, so wants to finish on a high, and he's been a great servant to Llandovery, but Prem Rugby as a whole as well, Phil. He's played for Swansea as well, and he's a character to say the least.
He certainly is. Johan Shea Hope running from the base of the scrum. Tilting through. Maynard has to go back for Llandovery, and he's scragged as well to keep the ball in play though. And Harry Dole has to go and tidy it up. Reese finds a safe enough touch. These two sides have met 38 times, the 39th meet, and Newport hold the whip hand, 23 wins to 14. And there he is, Ricky Guest. Replacing Craig Thomas. And the former Italy under-20s international, Dino Dallavella, is on as well. And is it him who's married to one of your former teammates?
Engaged to Hannah Jones.
Engaged.
Yes,
yes. Yeah, okay, but jumped the gun. Yeah, engaged to Hannah Jones, isn't it? Yeah.
That's right, that's right. And he proposed on post-game last season at the Cardiff Arms Park. I think she had a shock. She was his first words to him, "What are you doing on the field?"
That's a lovely back division move by Newport. Terrific hands, quick ball will be handy for the Black and Ambers. O'Brien acting as scrum half. Garrett O'Driscoll involved as well. Hope to O'Brien. They're being quick again for Hope. Still Newport favouring the forwards. Hope back to this blind side. Couldn't find his man though, and this could be useful for Llandovery down this right-hand side. Back goes Lloyd Lewis for Newport. Makes a bit of a Horlicks of that, and Johan Davis is going to have to help and bail him out. Deep in the Newport 22, and eventually they do scramble it away to Newport.
Yeah, well gathered there by Llandovery. Davland, replacement 9 coming on. Showing his pace as well. Good vision to kick back inside. But didn't quite win the foot race, but stayed in the hunt, stayed in the fight, and managed to put pressure on Newport, and now got a line out in Newport's 22.
Just a 3-point game. Taken at the back, that's nice and quick as well. Driving towards the midfield, the Drovers. Possibly something on that left-hand side if they spot it and move it, but they're looking just for the big pods at the moment. Land again using the big men. Now they go to the left-hand side, and they're in as well. And it is Warren, Aaron Warren. An 11th try of the season for him at Llandovery. All of a sudden, are back in the lead.
Yeah, that was a great finish by Warren. I know the TMO was coming in here.
One field decision is try because I've got the ground in. Can you check for the foot?
But it looks like a great finish there.
Not now.
Llandovery settled down a little bit, playing to their strengths now.
No. He regathered there. I'm happy with that. No.
Yeah, looks fine to me.
I'm happy.
Yeah, it's a good finish, I think.
Touch side?
Just whether his feet were on the whitewash before he grounded the ball. From behind the goals angle, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like Johan Davis's arms are under his legs. Or do we see a little boot there?
You go up one more, up, come back a little bit. Back.
It's a big moment in the game, this, because it's been mostly Newport in the second quarter of the match.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Llandovery coming back into it in the last 10 minutes or so. Try awarded, Aaron Warren.
Yeah, good finish by Aaron Warren there. Really good. Great hands as well. Went low, stayed low. Stayed in control of the ball. Great finish at an important point in the match, actually.
Yeah, takes the Drovers back into the lead.
Takes them back into the lead, and they've had a fair bit of possession and territory, so they'd be pleased to get over and push into the lead.
Jack Maynard has converted the lot so far. And you make it 5 from 5. And after the kick, we'll be hearing from an Iron Owen. And Maynard's kick just shaving the post, and let's go down to pitch side with Lauren and an Iron Owen.
Diolch, Griff. Wel, mae tymor o dreigiau wedi dod i ben yn Eirin, ond dyw dymor di ddim wedi. Ar ôl cael sawl ymddangosiad o'r fanc i'r rhanbarth, sut mae'n tymlo i gael be, 60-70 munud i gysnewid, Prem?
Ie, mae'n dechrau cyntaf fi mewn blwyddyn a hanner, felly fi dod off o Fencon, cwbl o anafiadau, felly fi'n diolchgar i Casnewydd sydd wedi gael i fi chwarae heno. Mae jyst yn munud i chwarae a trio ennill y gêm nawr.
A ti wedi chwarae rhan allweddol. Dergraffiadau di o'r gêm a dden tymlo oedd momentum gyda chi ar ddiwedd yr hanner cyntaf na?
Ie, mae ddau tîm eisiau chwarae a cymryd y cyfleoedd. Ni wedi colli 2 cyfle fyna yn y 2 hugain, ond a wedyn mae Llandovery wedi cymryd eu cyfleo, felly mae un sgwr mewn y nawr, felly gobeithio ni gallu troi'r momentum a cael some pwyntiau ar y bord.
A Neirin, diolch am amser.
Of the Iron Owen with Lauren. NHS, as he's known, apparently, when he was at Ebervale. Good to see him back on the field.
Yeah, very good. And he had a great first half and start to the second half as well, Phil.
So we're in for an exciting 15 minutes if the first 65 is anything to go by. We've got 9 tries. Back goes Lloyd Lewis, can't keep it in. Well, does well second time round, but I think he took a bump there. It looked like a knee. I'm not sure it was intentional.
Do we need to check that?
They will check it though.
Take it away, please.
Yeah, that looked nasty.
Take it away. Yeah, take it away.
It looked nasty. Don't like to see that, Phil.
Okay.
But it just shows the desperate measures the boys are going to. Body on the line, body on the floor.
Okay.
Substitutes for Newport. 22, Dialect Die, is Matt Bancroft, sponsored by the Friends of Newport Rugby Trust. 21, Dialect Luke Craig, sponsored by Every Time Ref. Leading now, number 19 is George Young, sponsored by GPL Customs Limited.
Yeah, I hope Lloyd Lewis is all right.
They haven't showed the replay.
He's had a fair few injuries this year. He's come back strong.
Here we go with the replay. Yeah, right in the back, wasn't it? The knee in the back, by the look of it.
19, yeah, he's come in. That for me, it's always an illegal act. Yep.
Yeah, I think his leg. Obviously, he comes in to pick the ball up. The other player slides in. I don't know whether he jars his hip there. You know.
So can you just get the number? He's coming. He's never going to get that ball. And his knee's got into the back of 14 yellow, yeah.
He's
never competed for the ball, number 19. He just slid in. It's reckless, yeah.
Number 11, Lloyd Lewis, sponsored by the Randall and Butts family.
Yeah, I think the referee's decision here is right. You know, he was never going to get that ball. The way he slides in, he needed to stay on his feet, really.
It's an illegal act of foul play. You slid in, you're never going to get the ball off. Off you go, please.
Lloyd Pike it is.
Davis.
So can Newport turn this to their advantage?
Yeah, crucial point in the game, this, Phil. Yellow card, 14 minutes to play. Llandovery only 2 points ahead. They'll see out most of the rest of this game. The 14 players.
O'Brien misses touch, though. A rare error. And compounded by a rare error from Llandovery.
Captain Llandovery, yellow cards for Llandovery's number 19, leading now, Lloyd Pike. And the Sinbin, as usual, is sponsored by John and Owain Shepherd.
Some cycling coming up on S4C, the Giro d'Italia. That's the stage 1 highlights that's on tonight. And stage 2 is live on S4C tomorrow. And our own Geraint Thomas, of course, involved.
6 move.
O'Brien still pulling those strings. Lovely wraparound move as well. Takes them into the 22. Luke Crane, former Bedwas man, working the scrum now for Newport. O'Brien, lovely ball into Bancroft. A metre to go for Newport. Crane has got some big running options if he needs them. Still encamped on the Llandovery line. Barnes-Wallace pass from Crane, and penalty try given. Must have been an infringement at the breakdown there. And Llandovery are down to 13 as well as Aaron Warren goes in the bin. And a 7-pointer, and Newport go back in the lead.
Yeah, Newport playing some really nice rugby there, end-to-end stuff, moving the ball from edge to edge, playing out the back, forwards getting through some work, good carry, physical carry, taking 2 Llandovery defenders out. Just, I think we see a hand there, deliberate knock on, crucial. 13 players now for the next 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, and you would think now that Newport would look to turn the screw from here.
You'd think so. I just feel like they're playing with confidence, Phil. They're moving the ball well. They're going out the back. They're playing to an edge. O'Brien pulling the strings and really enjoying, actually, Newport's attack in play.
But in terms of Llandovery preparing, it's not the end of the world that they're down to 13, because it gives them a chance to build that side of their game if it does happen in the semi-final, or they're down to 14.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it makes you think about the game a little bit differently. Decision made.
Well, we talked about Llandovery's defensive work this season, the best defence in the league. This is the most points they've conceded in a match all season.
Yeah, before tonight, I think they were averaging 16 points a game conceding, Phil. So, you know, this is by far maybe the most they've conceded all season. And maybe their discipline's got to do with that as well.
Johnny Morris's kick. And Llandovery trying to have a go out of defence. What's their best tactic now, Siwan? 13 men, what, up the jumper?
Yeah, it's really difficult, but probably up the jumper. You know, you're limited in players to be able to attack into space. Newport will have lots of people in that front line, so yeah. You know, you can see here Newport actually affording to drop 3 players in the backfield. Can't quite see on the screen, but dropping 3 players back because they know they don't need that many up front.
So Llandovery trying to keep the ball in hand as much as they can. Less than 10 to go. And Newport have a 5-point lead. Llandovery down to 13, remember.
No advantage, scrum, Llandovery ball. Okay, time is up. Yeah?
Yeah, it'll be interesting now, actually, scrum time.
There's confirmation that the semi-finals are next week. 5 o'clock on S4C. And then the week after that, on the 21st, will be the final. Either Cardiff or Newport against either Merthyr or Llandovery.
Okay, time is back up.
Yeah, interesting. Well, what have we got there? Some cramp, is it? Craig had got some cramp. But scrum time now. 2 players down for Llandovery. Where do they leave the space? What do they drop in the scrum? There's going to be space somewhere.
The Newport Player of the Match has been awarded by the Newport faithful to share hope. That's not the our official man of the match, player of the match. That's the Newport supporters.
And what's the language as well?
There's confirmation of the top 4. Cardiff cemented that top place with a easy win over Merthyr earlier on today, which meant that this match was academic. But you wouldn't have thought so. 38-33, a real brammer of a game. 10 tries, 2 in the bin.
We're both leaning, okay?
What more could you want?
We've had it all. We've had it all. Yellow cards. Bonus point tries before half-time.
Crouch!
There's Ricky Guest.
5! Set! Steady, in.
David Land doing scrum half duties for Llandovery. Newport will just be content to get their defensive line and say to Llandovery, come on, see what you've got. It was Dallavella driven back. And Llandovery have to start again. Josh Reed with the turnover.
Okay. Yeah, counter-ruck is perfectly
This game just loses a little bit of shape.
Yeah, it has, isn't it?
We talk about teams practicing being down to 14 men. How much practice on the training field, in your experience, would practice of playing against 14 or 13 men? Does that happen a lot? At Premiership level, I mean.
Yeah, practicing it in training as an attacking side. Yeah, you do drop players. You know how you cope with that. And from a tactical point of view, what would you do in the scrum? What would you do in a line-out if you had limited players on the field? If you lose a second row, if you lose a hooker, if you lose a prop or an 8, for instance. But very rarely, actually, do you practice defending with less players. You know. So it's more about the tactical game over what you do in attack. But from a defence point of view, I guess you've just got to make sure nothing goes through the middle, Phil.
5, set, steady.
Well, you wouldn't think they're leading, would you, Newport, looking at that bench? A 5-point lead it is. And could it be more? Out to Johnny Morris. Still, the attack is carried on. Foster Smith that time. George Young. Matt O'Brien is forming orderly queue on this left-hand side. And Newport get another beautifully worked.
Yeah, outstanding try that, Phil. I really enjoyed that one. Edge to edge. Starting with Jonathan Morris on the far wing. And then look at O'Brien, pull out the back, the timing of the pass. Spot on.
Yeah, I think it was Geraint O'Driscoll who was the final beneficiary.
Yeah, timing of the pass so important, you know, to be able to catch and let that go, pull it out the back again. Defenders committed, creates that space, and then a really good finish.
By God, as he's known, Geraint O'Driscoll, G-O-D. And you'd think that Newport have put the game to bed now against these 13 men.
Yeah, 10 points of difference. O'Brien with a kick to take. 13 players Llandovery have got. It's a hard comeback, this.
Sue, and I'll ask you for your player of the match after we see that conversion by Matt O'Brien. Who are you going to go for player of the match?
Well, yeah, it's Craig Hunt today. We spoke about him earlier, Phil. He's been absolutely everywhere around the park, offering himself in the wide channels, doing some work in the middle of the park, getting Newport on front foot, but also being an absolute nuisance on the field as well. Well-deserved player of the match, Craig Hunt.
There he is. Who was his director at rugby at Swansea University, did you say?
I don't know. Some girl a few years ago. No, he's a good bloke. Plenty of talent, plenty of commitment, passion. And, you know, I'm glad to see him playing some really good rugby here this evening for Newport.
Back goes Harry Dole. Matt O'Brien. And there's the educated left foot again. Look at that. That is a wonderful prod. Well, we talked about Geraint O'Driscoll being known as God. That was a prod from God by Matt O'Brien. Beautiful kick.
That was outstanding. Was it a 50-22, I think
it was?
Yeah,
50-22 it is, yeah.
Look at where he starts. Well inside. Well inside there. What a nudge that was. Great kick.
It is Matt O'Brien. Of course, he's a academy skills coach with the Dragons as well. And it was interesting last season, Will Reid, who's now with gone up to the Dragons. Will Reid played a lot with him last year, and it was almost like having your teacher giving you a practical lesson every week, you know, with O'Brien in the centre and Will Reid at 10. There's David Land, almost away. Knock on, so Llandovery will get a chance to put in a final flourish. Harry Dole did well, get the pass away. David Landon, the cover was by Rhys Jenkins. So 2 minutes to go, the points are secure for Newport, 5 of them. But Llandovery will get a deserved try bonus. And you have to say it's those 2 yellow cards that really did for them. They were right in the game up until then. Newport get a penalty from the scrum. Into the final 90 seconds. There's O'Brien again. And again, it's a very decent kick from an angle. It's taken play all the way down to the 10-metre line. So into the final minute at Rodney Parade. Final minute of the regular season in the Indigo Premiership.
He's turned it over and then released it. He had to go round. Turned over, then lost.
Crane. O'Brien once more wrapping around. And there's a bust by Morris. Still going, Morris into the 22. If he can find support, this could be useful. And a great score. In the end, great hands by Josh Reed. And there was Luke Crane running a good supporting line like all top-class scrum halves do. And that takes Newport over the 50. They finish with a flourish. Luke Crane with the final try of the night. Here it is. It was Morris's break and terrific support from Josh Reed, and then Luke Crane on hand as O'Brien adds the extras. And as we thought, Newport pulled away as a result of those 2 yellow cards in the final quarter. Tough on Llandovery, but they were always going to be up against it when they were down to the 13 men. 7 tries Newport have scored to the 5 by Llandovery. That's the end of the normal season of the Indigo Premiership as we look forward to the 2 semi-finals. Now, of course, it's going to be Cardiff against Newport and Llandovery against Merthyr. And that'll decide who'll go to the final the following week. So we build up to the climax of the Indigo Premiership season with a win for Newport, 52-23 over Llandovery. Thanks for listening to us on the Red Button English language commentary on S4C Click and on the S4C YouTube channel and the WRU website. And please join us next week for the climax of the season and those 2 semi-finals. And with that, we can go down to Nathan Brew, who's pitch side.
Lloyd Lewis, Lee Rees. Dechrau banc gyda ti, Lloyd. Yeah, dechrau gyda ti, Lloyd. Okay. Lle cynta, siwr mae'r anaf?
Iawn, just cramp o there, i fod yn onest. Popeth yn cramp o'r un pryd, yeah, all good.
Bach yn soft na gyd. Beth yw awgrathiadau'r gêm yma? Oedd e'n gêm llawn awydd o'r ddechrau?
Ie, yna beth o'n i'n disgwyl, chmo, tîm fel Llandovery, nhw'n tabu'r pêl o gwmpas, yna beth ni eisiau gwneud. Felly, hanner gyntaf, o'n i fel, waw, mae hyn yn gyflym, ond o'n i'n disgwyl hwnna. A chmo, credit i Llandovery hefyd ni'n gallu chwarae gêm lan erbyn ein gilydd.
Lee, dod i chi mewn. Anffodus i colli'r gêm, ond unwaith eto dangos falle y lefel o potensial sydd gyda'r tîm i gyd.
Yeah, tîm yn bach siomedig, to be honest, ond da iawn Newport fair play yn nhw'n chwarae rugby for that, so
Na, fi credu ti'n bach yn rusty byd, so ni'n chwarae yn wedi 2 wythnos, so hwnna helpu. So mae'n neis chwarae wythnos hyn, a wythnos nesaf wedyn mae'r semi-final, so mae hwnna fwy bwysig yn ni, really.
Oedd e'n bach o temptation i chi cael ei denu mewn i ware y ffordd ma Casnewydd yn hoffi ware champagne rugby yma.
Yeah, i bod honest, i hoffi chwarae fel afyd, so wastad yn bod yn game eitha agorol fel, so na, good game, ond yeah, fair play, o'n nhw'n well hefyd, so.
Diolch i chi, diolch fawr.
Diolch Nathan. Wel, ar ddiwedd y tymor arferol, dyma cadarnhad o'r tabl Caerdydd sy'n bennu'r tymor ar frig y tabl. Be mae hynny'n golygu? Wel, mae'n golygu bod nhw nawr yn cael rown derfynol ar eu tomen eu hunan. Fydda nhw'n croesawu Casnewydd sy'n bedwerydd i'r brifddinas. A mi fydd Llandovery sy'n gorffen yn ail, collodd yn erbyn Merthyr o flaen yn camerau ni ym mis Ionawr. Nawr yn croesawu Merthyr ifanc yr eglwys wythnos nesaf. Dyma cadarnhadau o rownd y terfynol Caerdydd yn erbyn Casnewydd, Llandovery yn erbyn Merthyr, y ceisiau, y cyffro, y cyfan i weld ar S4C. A Siwan Lillycrap yn ail ymuno â fi. A Siwan, mae'n rhaid sôn am Casnewydd, achos cyn heddi, chymod, nedych nôl i ganol mis Chwefror a ddrai nhw ennill bob gêm, ond nhw'n gwybod bod rhai nhw ennill i gyrraedd y 4 o ddim rhai nhw ennill heddi, ond wnaethon nhw parhau ar un safonau.
Ie, o'n nhw'n wych o nhw, o fi'n licio sut o'n nhw'n mosod, sut o'n nhw'n taflu pel o gwmpas, o'n opsiynau oedd gyda nhw o pob man o'n nhw'n chwarae. Dim pwysau ar nhw, ond freedom i chwarae. Nes ni gweld hwnna, dros 50 pwyntiau wedi sgorio, Brian yn pull o'r strings heno, ac Lloyd Lewis ar asles yn neud yn wych. Ond hefyd y blaenwyr yn neud gwaith galed hefyd, mynd dros llunydd fantais. Craig Hudd ni'n gweld yn player y match, ac mynd trwy gwaith galed trwy gydol y gêm. Oedd yn gêm wych, a Casnewydd wedi heiddi ennill heno.
Digon o geisiau yn y gêm na, oedd cardi hefyd. Be nes i o'r cardi'r melyn yma?
Ie, oedd yn dangerous oedd e just dim yn meddwl beth oedd e, chwaraewyr yn rhoi corff ar y ca nawr i cadw'r pel, ond oedd dim rhaid i'r chwaraewr Llandovery mynd i lawr, oedd e'n gallu dal ar ei troed, oedd wedi cwmpo'n funud ola, dangerous, a fi'n gobeithio bod Lloyd Lewis yn iawn.
Right, wel, mae Nathan Brown nawr yn cael cwmni brenin Casnewydd, Matt O'Brien.
Mae maswr dylanwadol celfydd Matt O'Brien gyda fi. Matt, I mean, what a spectacle this evening.
Yeah, it was a great game, wasn't it? You know, we always play well against Llandovery, and they're the same with us. So two teams who like to play quite expansive games, so it's a good one to pick for the cameras, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think you obviously went out of structure a number of times. Can that be a little bit dangerous thinking about next week?
A little bit, I suppose, but we sort of, it's the way we play, I suppose. When we get momentum in our attack, I think structure goes out the window for us, and we've got a lot of good rugby players who play good heads-up rugby. So, yeah, not too bad.
Going into next week, what do you think you need to improve on, and what's the focus against Cardiff?
We probably don't want to concede 5 tries next week. That'll be a start. We always have a close game against them. We sort of cancelled each other out in the final, so we know it's probably going to be a one-score game. So defensively, we'll probably have to tighten up, and hopefully we can have a day like this and play some attacking rugby.
Fantastic, Matt. Fantastic again this evening. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Diolch, diolch.
Ie, mae rygbi ymosodol yn rhan o'i athroniaeth, a Matt O'Brien yn allweddol i'r cyfan. Gawn ni'n cypolog ar y ceisiau, achos maen nhw yn gallu bygwth o unrhyw le ar y cae na, Siwan.
Ie, a mae Matt O'Brien yn tynnu'r strings na, maen nhw'n gallu ymosod o unrhyw le ar y cae. Ond fel gweld ni, y blaenwyr yn mynd trwy gwaith caled, fynd dros llunydd fantais, inch by inch, dim yn wneud dim byd dangerous iawn o wedyn, symud y bel allan, a wedyn ni gweld, fi'n credu llaw un o'r chwaraewyr Llandovery a wedyn mynd i'r cosp, ond mae'r blaenwyr yn neud y gwaith maen nhw fod i wneud, a maen nhw'n saco'r chwaraewyr Llandovery mewn, so fe gwagle rhywle arall i Casnewydd chwarae yn ddi.
Ti'n edrych ar Casnewydd a edrych ar y bygythiadau nhw fan hyn a meddwl, maen nhw yn dîm sy'n gallu curo unrhyw tîm uwch i pennau. Ydyn maen nhw'n gwynebu Caerdydd oddi cartre, ond maen nhw wedi ennill rhai gemau mawr yn yr wythnosau diwetha.
Ie, fel dwedais ti, mae pwysau wedi bod arnyn nhw, mae rhaid i nhw ennill gemau i fynd i'r top 4. Mae wedi wneud hynny, a nawr maen nhw'n gallu chwarae gyda bach o freedom, ond yr opsiynau sydd gyda nhw, O'Brien, tynnu mas y cefn, runners off e, blaenwyr yn wneud ei gwaith, a wedyn fynd i'r yslis, mynd nôl i'r yslis, kick pass. Mae'r ffordd maen nhw wedi chwarae'r gêm yn gêm cyffroes iawn, ond mae'n really anodd i amddiffyn, a ni wedi gweld yn Llandovery heno yn stryglo i amddiffyn fe.
A ni'n ni siarad am pa mor anodd mae Casnewydd i amddiffyn, mae Nathan Brew wedi ail ymuno ni'n. Wel, so ni'r cais gosf yna, ond mae llinell gefn, mae nhw yn dangerous, peryglus falle yw'r gair, Nathan.
Ie, mae pob tro mae O'Brien, so mas o anodd, ti'n bach. Pob tro mae Matt O'Brien gyda'r bil yn ei ddwylo, mae rhyw fath o ddiwyniaeth yn cael ei creu bod yn deg. Ond pob tro mae fe gyda'r bil yn ei ddwylo, mae pawb o'i gwmpas yn gwybod beth mae'n wneud hefyd. Felly mae hwnna'n holl bwysig, a ie, mae nhw'n creu cyfleoedd pob tro, a hyn o wyla ni lefel yn fwy o clinildeb, os mae hwnna'n gair, o ddyn nhw.
A unwaith iddyn nhw sgorio yn yr ail hanner, o ti'n teimlo bod gêm na wedi mynd o afel am Llandovery?
Ie, fi'n credu oedd e wedi fynd, ond fel dweud si, mae Llandovery gyda defence briliant, dyn ni gweld trwy ganol y blwyddyn, ond o'n nhw ddim gallu amddiffyn tîm Casnewydd oherwydd y ffordd o'n nhw'n chwarae, y width o'n nhw'n chwarae gyda, ac sut maen nhw'n symud y bel, oedd e'n anodd iawn, ac ar ôl i nhw sgori, fi'n credu ni'n gwybod oedd e fynd i fod yn dwyrnod Casnewydd heno.
A ni'n gweld fan hyn be maen nhw'n gallu wneud. Yn nifer mwyaf o bwyntiau mae Llandovery wedi ildio yn y gyngrair eleni ers sawl blwyddyn, Nathan. Gwendidau yn ei tîm nhw neu jyst Casnewydd o dim yn mas i brofi pwynt?
Na, mae rhaid rhoi camol i Casnewydd, wnaethon nhw ware y gêm fel o'n nhw eisiau, ond anffodus, fel o'n i'n sôn falle i Lewis, falle wnaethon nhw denu Llandovery mewn i'r ffordd maen nhw'n mwyn ei ware, a hynny yw, jyst ceisio ware gêm agored, a maen nhw'n llawer fwy tyn a llawer fwy strwythyr ynglwm gyda'i amddiffyn a'r brydiau, ond anffodus heno, a the ddim ei ffordd nhw.
Reit, y ddau dîm, chi'n meddwl fydd yn benni lan yn y ffeinal? Fi'n gwybod bod ti wedi sôn am y peth yn barod, jyst atgoffa ni, a Siwan gei di rhyw 30 eiliad i feddwl am y peth.
Ie, Caerdydd i fi, maen nhw wedi dangos unwaith eto heddi pa mor gryf maen nhw, pa mor gyson maen nhw hefyd, a pan wnaethon nhw war yn erbyn Casnewydd, ond nhw falle yn lefel yn uwch o ran y blaenwyr, jyst y ffordd nhw'n ceisio cael y momentum pob tro, felly i fi Caerdydd.
Ti ddim ond i roi un tîm i fi, Llandovery neu Merthyr?
O, sori, Llandovery.
OK, dyna ni.
O, fi'n mynd i mynd yr opposite i Nathan, actually. Fi'n mynd i mynd ar ôl heno, Casnewydd, ffordd maen nhw'n chwarae. Pan chi'n ennill, mae'n habit, a mae wedi dod yn habit i Casnewydd, so fi'n credu bydden nhw ennill wythnos nesaf, ac fi'n mynd i mynd Merthyr, neu Llandovery.
Ni'n hoffi amrywiaeth ar y sioe yma. Wel, fi'n mynd i fynd am gêm agos beth bynnag, ond rhaid, mae'r tymor arferol i ben, mae'r bencampwriaeth rygbi unedig i ben rygbi Ewrop i ben, ond mae digon o chwaraeon i ddod ar S4C. Giro d'Italia wedi cychwyn heddi, Geraint Thomas i dweud wythnos yma bod yna i gystadlu. Y Drenewydd yn croesawu Hwlffordd am 5 o'r gloch dydd Sadwrn, a uchafbwyntio'r penwythnos dos Lyn am 9:45. A fel ni di sôn, y rowndiau cynderfynol i chi, y dydd Sul nesa am y 5 o'r gloch, y ceisiau y cyfan yn fyw ar S4C. Dyna ni te, yr hael yn machlud yna ni yma yn Rodney Parade. Diolch Nathan, diolch Siwan. Yr hael hefyd yn dod i lawr ar dymor arferol yr Indigo Prem, ond mae'r gorau eto i ddod. Dyma y 4 tîm fydd yn cysadlu wythnos nesaf.